Good morning, you beautiful people. So the last while we got so into it, I got so busy that every now and then Bessie has to remind me, why aren't you filming? So I quickly rushed to get my camera and I want to show you what we're up to today. So over there, big sand mining happening for our bricks, and then over here, amazing amount of trees going into the ground. I think we counted 54 today, and then there was still some left in the wheelbarrow. Things like that, citrus, and then it changes a bit to K-apple, citrus, and then loads and loads of stone fruit here. So everything where there's a cage, there's already something planted, but 1, 2, 3, there, 4, there. So it goes all over the place. And then over here, there's some things going. The Bankrootbos was specifically for this tree. I want to stack this one up, Johannes. This tree, I want to close it all around with the Bankrootbos. You can leave the ones on top, but close it around it as well. So yeah, like that. Now, somebody asked, why are we planting mangoes if we are not 100% sure they will survive? Now, Bessie said that they get the same amount of frost as we do, but their mangoes survive. What they do is they put 4 posts around the mango, put it up to 6 feet, and then a wrap shade cloth around it. Protect it like that until it grows out of the shade cloth, and then it's ready to be opened. And so I have a couple of these cages. We don't have sheep pressure or chicken pressure or duck pressure in the forest anymore, so the cages are becoming less and less important. But now they will serve as a structure around the mangoes to protect them. Shade and wind damage, cold damage, wind damage, things like that, sun damage. They will have the feeling like they're growing underneath a canopy. Now, a lot of our things are actually really growing underneath a canopy. We've got some wild figs or some strangler figs growing underneath the shepherd's tree. So we are really trying to get underneath the canopies as well. The boys are laughing at me because I'm planting so close to each other, but you can see this guy, for instance, is a soursop, which also succumbs to cold. Did actually quite well. It's still green on top there during the cold, just because there was a little bit of protection from the shepherd's tree. So we really want to get these things under the shepherd's tree. Here we're working on the vine layer, Granadella up here, and then just a meter away from it, because they occupy different spaces, we can plant a pomegranate. So the pomegranate would not easily reach the height of this acacia. So that's the acacia will be the top story, pomegranate will be the bottom story, and the vine will be the vine layer. You can always say, or you can say. Right. Then I would love some tips. This is an old compost heap that we haven't fed in a while, and we've just basically let go. But the compost looks really good. Now my idea is to remove the plastic from the landscape completely, plant trees here, make it a tree spot, but everywhere where we have a meter by meter hole, like here, between this mango and this citrus and that peach, you can maybe put a heap up here of a meter high of compost, raw manure, so it's very rich. Now my question is, do you think I can make the compost right here, and will the water seeping into the ground have an effect on these trees, or do you think it's a good idea to make the compost right here, and then as soon as it's done, spread it across. We've got a couple of places that will work like that. Would really love some feedback, what you think about that. Let me show you worm teas, the happenings of the worm teas. We're making these drums of diluted worm tea all over the farm now, coming from that worm farm. Basically 20 liters of worm tea and then the rest fresh water, and then we spread that through the garden. What else was there? On the side, Beshi is fixing the pole auger. What happened, Besh?
He pulled the starter cord out.
The starter cord came out. Oh, okay. Okay, so luckily it's not a giant issue, but it's still quite a story to fix. Yeah. Bankrupt bush seems to be a very valuable resource on this farm. Stacking it up all across.
And the sheep ate it?
The sheep ate it, yeah. It's sort of when they are enclosed, and that's basically the principle behind pressure grazing as well. When they're enclosed and they don't have another choice, then they eat what you give them. And if you pressure graze them, then they eat everything, the bad and the good, and then the good grows back a little bit faster than the bad. That's the theory. So pressure grazing is definitely something that you can do. Do you think that's too dense?
I don't know if you're attracting termites to it though, are you?
Termites?
Yeah.
Thinking we do one like that and see what happens. We are attracting termites to it. The termites will come eventually.
I think you should put the bankrupt bush down and then put your horse manure on it, and do layers of bankrupt bush and horse manure.
But not around the tree.
Not around the trees.
No, for compost.
For compost, yeah.
Yeah. You can bring more. We'll do this one like this and see if it works. So a very interesting thing happened when we planted this one eventually, way back in the good old days. This plum tree. We found a little stream running from this duck pond. Now this duck pond I called a major oya pot because it leaks. We found some water actually siphoning into this tree, which means the ducks manure in this pond. Now we've removed the ducks for now, just so we can get our trees a bit more established and maybe plant some other veg and things below. The ducks have been gone out of here now for a month or two, unofficially, and because they came back. I say unofficially because they came back often, and then officially we've now placed them in a chicken city cage, and so they can't come here anymore. But we'll fill the duck pond up, use it as an oya pot for the trees around it, and then you can see there's still some fertility in there that will be spread. And then obviously it feeds the bees, gives the bees water, and then lots of other little animals and frogs and things like that help this. Hopefully a couple of frogs survive. It's not frog season yet, but soon. And have them then be able to eat moths and other insects. So you can see the bees are quite active around it. I got news yesterday that our beekeeper has got cancer, which is obviously very sad. Now I say to Beshi, if just the prickly pears grow into full trees, then this forest will be very full already. But the way we've planted it, it's going to be very, very dense. And I love it, obviously. I love the idea of a very dense. This is 3 meters apart. These are 3 meters apart. This is less than a meter apart. Here we've got, look how dense this is. Moringa is a sacrificial species. They die back every year. Then the prickly pear, we'll see when we sacrifice it, if we sacrifice it, depends on how much it grows. And it also depends on whether the marula comes back to life. It's our best surviving marula to date. It's big and lost its leaves, but it's still green all the way up. And then between them, there's a pomegranate. So the marula will outgrow what is now our top story acacia. That it will surpass that acacia 100%. pomegranates won't grow that big. That will be a sub-story, and then the prickly pear will fight for survival, I guess. But I'm okay with that. We have so many of them across the land that I'm okay if we sacrifice that. But let's say the marula doesn't survive, then the prickly pear has got a space to fill. So that's our thinking behind it. We're very happy to lose the prickly pear, but if need, if push comes to shove, then it's a nice tree to have there on that spot. Two things going in this side. There's a full barrel of compost in there. We've also just opened the baobab. It went through the winter quite good. Everything is still green. Little tips got hurt. Little tips got hurt before we placed the plastic greenhouse over it. But pretty soon, you can see it's still very much alive. Pretty soon the leaves will come back and it will grow, hopefully this year, quite strong. Now I might see it as a medium-sized tree in my life. Might be a giant tree overshadowing all of this food forest, in the next 50 years, 100 years maybe. Let's hope. Let's hope it does. Would love to have a couple of baobabs on this property. I might not be here to see it though. 5 o'clock has struck and we're just left with a beshi watering. All the guys have left. Another idea that I would want to run by the community is this. This used to be the duck pond system, the duck cage. We moved that. So right below the shepherd's tree. Most of the day shaded here. Always a comfortable atmosphere below this tree. We'd love to have some ideas on what to do here in this general area here. Benches, seats, any ideas that you've seen on Pinterest, that would be great to place here. I don't know, people that's been watching my channel for a long time, they remember that I had a oven here in the Timbered Mound. They will even remember my very successful lamb cooking session in this. Just want to show you how much the termites added. Basically everything from there to here is all new build. Yeah, that's just interesting how much they came back alive after I left them alone, after I've let them be. Alright, that is going to be the end of my story. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.